Coming up in this episode of the new Haverlock Hunters.
Excuse me, you mean to tell me that this heap is to be our headquarters? I thought this was a legitimate government operation, and yet...
Not just headquarters. Also, it's where you can sleep and spend all of your time together on these bunk beds. You all feel well equipped, well armed?
I want to clarify.
I would
with this badge, I am
we can have
officially
guns?
above the law, correct?
Yes, you are.
Yes, okay, I'm fine.
Mr. Winter? Do you want a sandwich?
No, all the sandwiches fell on the ground. What is
this
it?
one's got egg salad, though.
You know, the more I see of this organization, the more I think the frog may actually belong within it. Whereas I am not so sure.
Nibble on.
Well, I look out for the glass, but I eat all the fruit on the floor.
You feel an urge that you can resist, because you rolled well enough, to put the pants on.
Why bother resisting the carnal urges of the flesh? It's time for new pants.
Instant? You think I would... Somebody so stupid to manage my books, please.
We just hang out, man. We just fucking chill and vibe. And then I get...
Precisely, we vibe.
And she pays for shit for me, and we have sex. It's like, we're like... I don't know. It's like, it's not
We
business.
don't like labels, okay?
Yeah. I do have to tell you, Lieutenant Captain, that we have revoked your apartments. You will be staying here. Everyone else has the option, but as you were being housed by the state, this will be your home.
And now, for our feature presentation. Three centuries ago. Dark days for the people of the Old Kingship. In those days, the roads were stalked by dogmen, the nights were ruled by vampire, and the woods belonged to the fey things on the hunt for lost children. Meanwhile, the kings of Old Haverlock waged war with their neighbors, seeking vainglory, and abandoning their people to fear and suffering. Of course, that was all before the flintlock, before blood thaumaturgy, and before the hunters. The first hunters came from an unlikely handful of fishing villages. Their tactics were crude, but with each generation their craft was perfected. Within 100 years, hunters would drive the dogmen south, tame the vampire, and convince the fey things to leave our world. With their success, the fishing villages flourished, and had turned into a small city. But all was not well, for while the commoners rejoiced, High King Gors grew jealous. From his seat of power in Old Haverlock, Gors declared war on the city. He boasted that he would meet the hunters in the field and destroy them. But the hunters did not meet the High King in the field. Instead, they met him in his bedchamber, where they put a bullet in him. The line of Old Haverlock was dead. The city was free. And so, to fit its newfound place of prominence, the city took on a new name. New Haverlock. Since then, New Haverlock has ascended to the forefront of trade and heavy industry, but wealthy as it has become, New Haverlock is in peril, and it is the hunters alone who can save the city. Let's hope they don't fuck it up.
Welcome to New Haverlock Hunters, a mystery... I forgot already. Welcome to New Haverlock Hunters, a tabletop mystery role-playing game where 4 unqualified misfits attempt to solve mysteries in a post-fantasy 1900s-esque city. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing, everybody. Why don't we go around and do our little intros?
Hi everyone, I'm Lily, and I'm playing Valencia Annalise Montparnaud.
I'm Magnus. I'm playing the Lieutenant Captain, Barnabas CUMMINS.
My name is Alec, and I'm playing Horsemaster, youngster newborn.
I'm Kay. I play Egbert.
And I am the game master, Peter Schmidt. I do all the other voices and other characters, including the Gibberlings. And including today, if
back.
it comes up, Professor Archibald, because as you might have noticed, Professor Archibald is not here. I almost said Bryce died. I feel like that's too mean. Bryce is not dead. Bryce is just on the West Coast.
He's dead to us. Oh,
Exactly, right here. We got,
The
we
mystery
gotta
we're
give it over
solving today is who among us killed Bryce.
Yeah, which hashtag Among Us. Just, we're trying to hit that trending across the board,
Sus.
Yeah, who is sus right now?
I mean sus. Sussy fucker.
And yeah, Rich, you're right. Chadwick is wildly qualified as well. Thank you, Horsemaster. So if you watched the last session, you would have seen the conclusion for now of Professor Pisswood's last round, where all of the hunters, plus Bryce, and Chadwick, and Mary McIntyre, managed to get a few clues, but not really figure out what was going on in the bout between Maxwell Bodyblow, the foreigner Florenzio, at Professor Pisswood's big showcasing. But you did discover the assassin and noticed a tattoo of a crown in the web of their hand. Otherwise, you know nothing of their origins other than that they're very professional. There's a lot more that went on. You should watch them. The whole thing's over now. And now we're going into a new mystery. The mystery at Catboy Manor. I should have Cracking Lightning for that, but I don't. Or that. Thank you, Lily.
same thing. Crack a lightning. Meow.
If we can get him timed up.
Yeah, we'll do it in post with the one audio track that we have. Now the main animal track I have is
You didn't
is
put cat
horse
noises on
noises.
here?
I've got some really.
Kind of a weird cat.
Those are some of the
It's a
worst
weird
horses.
cat. Yes.
I agree.
Also a weird
I've
cat.
got
Very
this.
big cat.
And I got this.
Are the horse noises?
I
Not
mean, both
cat.
of those
For me?
noises could correlate with Catboys. You never know.
Are the horse noises collected for me?
I think it was for Bryce initially when he was Galahad.
What? What was the hee 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 sound?
I think the hee
You know,
was
it's-
for you.
Is that from the Justin Timberlake song? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't. This is from.
My love.
It's literally like from a sound packet I got. It's called a female hee hee.
What? Let's hear it.
No mention of witch cackling. No mention of anything like that. It's just female.
I
hee
like that
hee.
they gendered the cackling too. When
Sounds
the
a bit
cackling
like-
to me is very gnome-like and
Justin
There's
Timberlake.
no gender.
My
Yeah,
love.
there's no
It's
gender
just a
there.
gnome.
Yeah, that's a Gibberling laugh there.
So, last we left all of your characters, you had all had an interaction with the Gibberling, with the exception of the lieutenant captain. This interaction was leading you all to the Old Hunters Dormitory of the Academy. So, I think we can just begin our story today at the Old Hunters Dormitory. So, the Old Hunters Dorm. Oh, we should actually change our location too. We haven't done this in a while because the last times we've been playing, we've all only been in one place, which is the Last Resort Hotel, Casino, and Resort. We are now at the Academy. So the Academy is made up of a bunch of buildings on a small island in the Bloodied Bay, which means that getting there requires taking a ferry. And there are ferries like fairly often that go across the blood-red waters of the bay. But it's still annoying to wait for a ferry in the morning, packed with either students or with pack mules carrying all sorts of goods for experimentation and for eating in the actual academic dormitories. That's where Alexi gets all his sausage in from every morning from the mules carrying them across. Of the buildings, there's one that's older and more decrepit than any of the others. It's a dome-like structure that was the first regal building of the Academy. The Academy, of course, originally known as the Hunters Academy, founded around training hunters over 100 years ago. This building now has fallen into some disrepair. When you arrive on the outside, you are led in walking up a spiral staircase along the outside of the the inside perimeter of the building. The stones are weather worn. There's no railing on the left side. They're narrow and it's completely perilous making your way up. It is had no attempt at repairing it. And the Colosseum-like archways on the outside means that wind and rain and salt air have gone to town on the stairs going up into what is the second floor of this building, and the only floor that you can tell. This room is wide, covered in stone that has also been worn, though not as much, from narrow stone windows. There's no glass protecting this place from the elements. It is just hard stone, weather-worn bunk beds that are old and not quite rotting, but petrified all across the walls. Several tables with outdated maps that are brittle. Old weapons, such as flails and axes that have rusted to the joints holding them to the walls so badly that it'd be hard to pull them off. They might break before you could get them off of the walls. There's a chandelier hanging from overhead from the most rusted out chain you've ever seen. And standing in this beautiful room are a collection of people. You see off to one side are 3 or 4 reporters from the 2 rival news rags of New Haverlock. That is the New Haverlock Rebel and the Round Report. The Round Report being much more reputable, but much less entertaining. They're standing off in the corner, making notes of what's going on. Then in front of you, you see a few characters that you've seen before. You recognize Frywinter, who looks completely ready for action, despite the night he had last night. Next to Frywinter is Colonel Phibbs, and behind Colonel Phibbs is Captain Baker, who you will all recall from the last session. A few other characters that you met, but are a little bit, we didn't spend as much time with them, are the beautiful Victoria Standwell, who is standing somewhat far away from, a few steps away from Desmond Day Lewis, who is kind of hovering behind Victoria Standwell, but also like acting nonchalant, like he's not hovering, but you can just tell that he's hovering. Aside from the two of them, you see standing on opposite ends of the room, you see 2 extremely tall, gaunt figures. One of them has a tattoo of some kind around their left cheek. Now, Valencia, you would recognize that as a mark of a high-ranking Chantry member, and you would know this Chantry person as Illustrator Mirko, who is the de facto head of the Chantry. They are a peace hematurge, which is sort of the counterbalance to the kind of hematurge you are.
Right, yeah.
But that tattoo under the eye signifies their full membership. On the other side is somebody that none of you have ever met before, but is a gaunt, tall man wearing hilariously out-of-date clothing. A tunic with a sash, with a page boy haircut, gaunt, long-faced, with huge fangs sticking out underneath big lips. It is definitely a vampire, and this vampire is so old and aged that it's easy to predict that it is the Gurukai himself, probably the most famous person in the entire city, the 900-year-old vampire that personally.
It's a Peach Boy haircut?
Yeah, like it's.
Oh, gross.
It's not great.
It's not good.
It's out of date. It's very very old. And this is the vampire.
It's not very old for him.
Right.
It's like he thinks it's up with the latest fashions only 200 years ago.
Right. Exactly that. He is the vampire who signed the treaty between the humane and vampires 200 years ago. He has seen more history than basically anyone alive. And they're all standing in this room, sort of like a middle school prom, separated out by a little bit. No one really knows what to do with anything, except Frywinter and Phibbs, who feel completely comfortable with one another. So we find you all here already. Could you describe where you are, what you're doing, what you've been doing? You've been waiting in this room with nothing happening for almost a half hour at this point.
One question I have.
Yes, please.
What is my health now at this point?
Oh, right. You rested all night. I will let you roll just a single vigor roll.
Single vigor roll. Oh, how much? 4 hits.
Oh my god, 4 hits off 1 vigor roll?
Yeah.
Let me see that roll. That's incredible.
I got high vigor.
Damn. Okay, heal 4 hit points.
Oh, that's all my hit points. Great.
Oh.
Can I get a pencil?
You got shot really badly and have healed overnight.
Yeah, I had
so that's
4.
a fun thing.
That's
for you
that
to
frog
consider.
power.
Frogs, they got it going on, you know?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh wait, no, I'm missing one.
For the rest of you, was anybody else missing physical health?
Nope.
Okay. And you will have all, because you
some
had a
morale,
night's sleep, you can heal all your morale back to full. 1 night's sleep heals your morale back to full.
Have they... Did they even bother to put on nibbles?
Put on what?
Nibbles. Food.
Oh,
Nipples?
is there anything
Yeah,
out like that? You know what? That's a really good question.
Man said nipples.
This is a reception, man.
That's a
Have
really
they
good
even
question.
bothered, like, with the bare minimum? Or is it just, like...
Okay, can I
they
get
not
a...
even put up a piss... Couldn't they even organize a piss up in a brewery kind of thing?
Give me a genius plus talent roll to solve the mystery of what happened to the food.
Okay.
Our most story-driven
So am I
character is
allowed
now
to have
concerned with the nibbles,
Chadwick
so-
at this with me, or is this Hunter's on?
One
No,
hit.
Chadwick can be
Chadwick's
there.
around. Okay.
1 hit. So while you were walking up the stairs, Lieutenant Captain, you noticed that despite the decrepit scenery of the first floor, the open air kind of arena with the stairs going up to the second floor, you noticed a lot of like grapes and shattered glass and like pieces of just food on the ground. And you looked at that, and I think you thought to yourself, well, I sure hope that wasn't all the food that somebody tripped, fell, and dropped on their way up here. And it turns out once you got upstairs, it was the only food. Can I get a pride times 2 roll from you? So yes, Chadwick is here. Also, Mary McIntyre is here. I should have mentioned as well.
3 hits.
3 hits. You managed to hold it in. You don't show your disappointment, nor do you lose any morale damage, nor do you take any morale damage from the lack of there being things to nibble on.
Well, I look out for the glass, but I eat all the fruit on the floor.
Okay, so that's great. Well, you observe this as you're going up. Out of the corner, a completely healed Egbert is scuttling over and eating the fruit. Can I get a talent times 2 to try to avoid eating the glass as you're getting it? We'll say that at this moment, with you walking upstairs, the most punctual as ever, with Mary McIntyre behind you, this is where Valencia and Horsemaster have walked up the rather steep uphill cobbles from the ferry to arrive in this open air thing to see Egbert eating. Now, Egbert, what was your roll?
I got 1 hit.
Okay, so you, unbeknownst to yourself, you are bleeding out of your mouth right now, but you don't take any damage. But you are bleeding. Your mouth is bleeding right now.
A little bit?
Yeah,
Not
just
lot.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Enough that you don't
razor
notice
cut
it,
kind
but
of
everyone else notices it.
Oh, okay. That makes me look cool.
Okay, once you notice it, make sure to point out once you notice it, because you will feel cool.
Okay.
So I walk in. Chadwick has finished carrying me up the cobblestone stairs, of course, because I certainly am not going to attempt that with my delicate stature. So I come up and I look around and I'm like, oh, this is it. This open air prison is where they are having our initiation. This seems terribly
great. There's a lot of
underfunded.
grapes and mildew. It's really cool.
You know, the more I see of this organization, the more I think the frog may actually belong within it. Whereas I am not so sure.
Babe, don't say that about yourself. You know, like, Egbert's okay and all, but, like, Egbert doesn't belong anywhere that you belong.
You know what, Chadwick? That is very astute. Thank you for noticing that.
More grapes for me.
Yeah,
Now, what
you.
I am wondering is why they could not have secured a place with climate control. We are in an open air sewer over here. This is ridiculous.
Think about it as I'd like to think about it like this, babe. You know, I was sculpted from the gods just through my birth and my just existing. But now in this open air, I see no way that I can't get stronger and more powerful. So if anything, I feel like this is a winning situation.
Perhaps if you could, we could have this place to ourselves, it would be a bit better. But I can see you in your full form here. But with all these people around, it's very dank, very terrible.
Babe, I'm sure that if we show them some of the things we figured out with the bolt yesterday, everyone else will clear out and we can have this place to ourselves. Like,
Oh, Chadwick, I do ever so admire your spirit. But no, this is business, unfortunately. As you can...
business. Ick.
Well, this is why I do not... Corvus seems to insist that this will be good for the brand, me joining these hunters. But I don't know. The more I see of this operation, there's this bleeding frog boy. There's just...
bleeding?
Everything's... Yes, do you not...
That's cool.
Yes, and as I pass the
Nobody else
threshold of the
noticed this?
final stair, I say,
Miss
"My
Valencia,
child, you're
just
dribbling."
one thing I want
Oh,
to briefly point
wow.
out, like, in the corner, there is the press present.
Yes, and as I enter
This
into
is
the
true.
room, I would like to announce that something must be done about this water-worn staircase for a man with a double-wide stature such as I. It is rather difficult getting my more delicate parts up here, but as we are gathered here with such esteemed guests and in front of the press, I would like to make it known that I walked in here with my head high, looking quite gallant, my horse leathers sparkling in the sea air, standing on 2 proud legs, and I would like the record to show that it was I that solved the mystery last night. Thank you. I will be answering questions about me and the glue factory.
4 legs,
Pardon
though.
me. Anytime
There's 4 of them.
pardon me, child. Anytime the press has any
said
questions,
2.
just come. Silence.
I don't think
Just
that's
come here
correct.
and join me. Thank you very much. And that is my official statement.
Everyone, you see a commotion from that side of the room, and they start to walk forward to you. One person carrying up what you believe to be a photographic device and says, Here, stand over there for 30 minutes. We'd love to take your photo, please.
I've got all. This meeting is not so important as this photograph, but please promise me I'll be the only one.
They say, it's somebody else. They kind of look you up and down. They look at both your sets of legs, look at each other, and then says, yeah.
Wondrous. Set me up in front of these worn portholes, and I'll continue the meeting from here.
One of them starts setting down a chair. Another one goes, 4-legged man makes it upstairs, says that he solved all the crimes of the hunters.
I think you've reversed the headline and lose the first line.
4-legged man
No,
manages to not
man.
solve any of the crimes.
Man.
Don't. I have a name. You can go by my name. and-
4-legged horseman manages to...
Horsemaster. Horse Baron solves crime, comma, glue very strong, comma, stronger than competitors.
They sit back, they like look at that for a bit. Can I get a charm times 2?
You know I am rather charming.
Yeah, let's get it.
Well, not today. 2 hits.
2 hits. Okay, yeah. We'll find out what the newspaper says later, but they seem completely confused about what you said. Now, this is the one from the round. The was that what it's called? Shoot, I forgot the name already. There's a new Haverlock Rebel and
The round report.
the Round Report. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Round Report is one doing this. The new Haverlock Rebel person is like hunched over and sweating, looking at you out of the corner of his eyes, and just writing like crazy about you.
Big boy, I hope you're writing something good about me and mine.
Oh, it's something good, all right. It's something that's going to make me a pretty penny. That's right.
If you're not, you might find yourself glued into your home one
And
of
then
these
he
nights.
threatened me afterwards.
I'm very fine with the inclusion of that.
So as all of the press is gathering around Horsemaster, how do you feel about this, Valencia?
Well, as you know, people who have professional help in these matters, as I do, will tell you that going after the press, calling them to you, it is a gauche look. It is the actions of a carnival barker. They will recognize me eventually. And,
And if they don't,
well, we will cross that bridge when they come to it.
when they come to it. Yes, exactly. Magnus, Lieutenant Captain, what are you doing at the present?
Well, I'm watching the scene, frankly. It's a funny scene.
It is a funny scene, that's true.
And now, there are no snacks.
No.
There's no beer.
And have you eaten anything yet?
Well, I've been roused out of bed.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of grapes.
So I'm sitting there next. I'm standing there next to Merle and going. Merle, do you manage to get a decent brekkie in or not?
No, sir. I nothing of the sort. I assumed that they would have food for us here.
We just saw
And they do! It's everywhere!
Yes, it is. I see you've already... But you've already had... I mean, the food seems to be there for you. I mean, you've already partaken to plenty of it. All
Well,
laid
no
out.
one else is going for it, so I figured why waste the food?
Yes. Now,
Perhaps we need to train them out of that as well, sir.
yes, certainly, alongside with the how to face a gun training.
I mean, I do notice
I
that,
did really great with the guns.
and they seem as lively and healthy as ever, which is shocking.
But
Do you want the sandwich?
I
I
don't
think
want...
it's tuna.
No, it's fine. But I
You
don't
sure?
want to
There's
face...
so much of it.
I don't want to face their parents again after they've been shot. So
Is that a
we
no?
do need to get the training in at some point.
I would not like the sandwich, Egbert. Thank you very much.
Okay, your loss.
Chadwick comes up and nudges you. It's like, big man, I'll scarf that sandwich. Just
Oh,
pass it
okay,
to me
here you go.
Pass it to me underhanded so my bed
Oh,
doesn't see.
okay,
So my
all
bed
right,
doesn't
okay,
see. Can I
okay.
get talent plus genius from you to see if you see this happening? And can I get talent times 2 minus 2 to hand the sandwich off?
Oh, I'm not gonna do very well.
All right, I got 1 hit.
I got 2 hits, so actually I
All
did
right.
okay.
Yeah. under the eyes of Valencia, staring over at the press, waiting for them to come over. You miss as Chadwick picks up a tuna sandwich that had been sitting on the floor for some time and eats it all in one gulp. Now you might not have seen it.
I
but
will notice it.
Will you notice the smell later?
Yes, the taste for sure.
The smell and the taste. Yes.
Permeates his pores.
So after the sandwich is handed off, Valencia standing waiting for her moment.
I mean, are any of the notables, like, taking charge of the situation?
No, they all seem to be waiting. So after a minute or two of this,
In which case, can I go, gentlemen?
oh yeah, okay.
We've been summoned here. What's the agenda?
The Gurakai, surprisingly, is the first to step up from far in the distance. When the Gurakai speaks, the voice comes out in such a way that you're compelled to pay attention to it. You feel yourself lured to look over in the direction, even you, Valencia. Though you, I think, notice that it's happening. You could attempt to resist it more. Everyone else, I think, without even noticing, you find yourself looking over. You see a tongue that's easily 3 feet long, stuffed into a mouth, sticking out, pointed at times as they talk. As tall as Illustrator Mirko, but seeming taller, taking up half the room, and says, I believe we were here waiting for all of the hunters. There's one missing. Is that not right? And Frywinter turns and says, yes, we're still waiting on Professor Archie. He was roused an hour ago, and he lives just one door over, so he should be here any minute. He is old, however, and the stairs are perilous. And you know how old people are with toilets and sausages and such. It just might be some time. The dean is over there trying to rouse him and get him over in time. And the Gurakai closes his eyes, opens them, and says, this is a complete waste of my time. I'm going to leave. And starts walking toward the stairs.
He's got a lot of time,
and
though.
descends. As soon as that starts happening, Illustrator Mirko on the opposite side says, I suppose in that case, I'll be leaving as well. I scheduled, 30 minutes for this, and all we've had time is for one photo, and all we're handing out is, some cheap trinkets? Something like that? Frywinter, call me once they're all together. We could do a proper initiation. And Illustrator Mirko starts to leave. And now Frywinter looks a little dejected. He's rolling his shoulders forward and looks somewhat like he's about to start crying.
Mr. Winter?
Do you want a sandwich?
No, all the sandwiches fell on the ground. What is
this
it?
one's got egg salad, though. Look, I'll take the... Look, I'll try to get the dust. I
Look.
try to get the dirt off, but
Look,
my hands are really slimy.
Look,
So it makes it even slimier. You sure you don't want it?
I don't want it. Slaps at it
Brian.
and gets slime on his hands.
Oh, Brian.
I don't want the sandwich, and I just wanted to have a big event where where everybody was here and only half the round showed up, and now two of the most important ones are leaving, and all I've got now is Desmond Day-Lewis and Colonel Phibbs. Colonel Phibbs comes to everything.
Well, have you considered that this may have come about by choosing such an elderly person for the hunters? Personally, I believe that Professor Archibald is most likely dead.
Yes, I
from
agree.
old age, so
I suspect
maybe
he
we
made it here.
continue on?
Fell down maybe 2 steps up the staircase. He's
Did anyone check the
certainly
stairs?
splattered now.
Yeah,
You
did
think
anyone
his
check
body
the end
is
of the
down
stairs?
there?
Let's move on.
We
then.
sent the dean to go look for him, but whatever. At least Victoria's still here, and turns to look at Victoria, who is also now descending the stairs on the way out, with Desmond Day-Lewis kind of walking behind.
Like a hangdog.
Yeah, a little bit, but looking chill about it.
You're right, the professor might have hanged himself. That's true.
The photograph has been taken. It's monstrous and terrible. You were turning to talk to too many people.
Yes, I'm sure
and
I'm
it looks
blurring
like
around.
Yeah, you have a blurry, muddled up face. So Frywinter just gestures at a table that looks like it's just covered with just pewter boxes and just says, well, there was supposed to be an entire initiation thing, but just this are your credentials. He opens one up and shows you, and it's just a lead sort of like small plaque that you can carry. It's rather large, but, maybe the size of a wallet. And says, these are your credentials in the old style, and this is your new dormitory. Phibbs, you have the key. And Phibbs walks forward and goes, yes, I had to go through all my things to find it. No one's needed the key to this room in quite a long time, especially since the door got knocked off. However, we'll be putting a new door on, and you shall be having the Hunter's fabled key. And pulls out the most warped wooden key you've ever seen in your entire life. That's also huge. It's about the size of a hand.
Excuse me, you mean to tell me that this heap is to be our headquarters? I thought this was a legitimate government operation, and yet...
Not just headquarters. Also, it's where you can sleep and spend all of your time together on these bunk beds. He points to the side.
I love it. It's just like home.
I will not be
Covered
doing
in
that, thank
mildew.
you.
These sheets go back 2 centuries.
That's amazing.
They've
Is
never
there
been-
even a sex room in this house? In this dorm?
Well, there's all sorts of nooks and crannies and secret places. They say that the Old Hunters dorm was bigger than it appeared. So perhaps there is. I mean, where else would they interrogate witches and warlocks and such? I think if you look
This
around,
is
you
true.
might find a few sexy secrets in the walls.
Off the bat, I would like to sequester one of the bunk beds. I will be needing 2 beds, and I will be moving them to a room of my choosing. But I must say, I do like the decor here.
I jump on the top bunk. Does it hold?
Yeah, let's get a talent plus vigor roll. Because you're jumping on it. Let's see how hard you jump on the bed.
I got 5 hits.
It does not hold. You elbow slam into it. It immediately collapses into another one, collapsing into another one, which sends the chandelier overhead swinging wildly, terrifyingly. You see the chain splinter a little bit, but it holds. It holds. And
Wow.
Colonel Phibbs goes,
This
"Ha-ha.
bed is very comfortable.
Rough housing and tomfoolery already. I like it. You are down a bunk bed, but as you can see, there are a dozen more. Take them, smash them for kindling if you like. I do have to tell you, Lieutenant Captain, that we have revoked your apartments. You will be staying here. Everyone else has the option, but as you were being housed by the state, this will be your home. As well as you, Mary McIntyre. I need to inform you.
I think me and Merle share a glance. So, I
It's
presume
getting hot in here.
a budget has been readied to man the hunters and properly outfit them.
Yes, of course. That would be Frywinter's purview, and he steps back, slinks into the shadows. You also notice at this point that realizing that all of the important people have gone, the press have started filing out as well. How does this make you feel, Valencia?
I think I let them go because the thought of going after them is too desperate.
Right.
But I don't feel good.
Okay, take 1 morale
Take
point of
1 morale,
damage.
yeah.
Now, had you gone after them,
demoralized.
that would have been several. Right?
Yes, of
By
course.
the way, I'm important.
Yeah.
Frywinter looks up and says,
No money is made through the news, anyhow. Let's be honest here.
Right. It's made face to face and twisting the arms of desperate boyfriends.
Yes, absolutely.
So Frywinter rummages around in his purse and then drops it on the floor petulantly and says, "There's your money. It's a week's wages for everybody plus a bonus for last night. This is the worst day of my life. I get too high yesterday, and then today, and everyone leaves, and I don't even get to have my party. I spent a lot of money putting this initiative together so I could make some friends and do some cool things.
Yeah, these
and what
sandwiches
happens?
are really
Nobody
good.
wants to."
It's really good
Well, that
sandwich.
means something. Thank you. We
It's a good
spent a lot of
sandwich.
money on those
It's a
sandwiches.
good sandwich.
Plus, I got my name in the paper.
You got your name in the paper, yes. Yes.
One
I
of your
suppose one day
hunters
I'll
is
get my name in the paper. I'm
wildly
only
famous.
district representative of the keg. I'm only, in Alabaster's shadow all the time. Fuck this. And starts walking out of the room with Colonel Phibbs and Captain Baker walking behind them, leaving you alone in the room. As you start to leave, Captain Baker turns around and says, "Oh, by the way, you are requested at the Calbatross Manor. We have a new thing that we would like you to look at. There's a bit of an incident right now in a jurisdictional quibble between the Hillside Eyes and the Brandy Block Blues. That's in Hillside. You with the money out there, you should be able to arrange some form of transport. I promise you, in the future, we will, once the Frywinters calm down, we will outfit you with something, perhaps glass in the windows. We can at least do that, I'm sure. Uniforms, there are the old uniforms over there in that cupboard. I would just wear what you're wearing right now and we'll figure that out at some point down the line."
Frankly, uniforms I don't think are top priority right now, considering the state of the quarters. But we'll definitely be bearing that in mind.
Do you need a gun, sir?
No.
No?
I'm very happy with my office saber and my office truncheon.
Looks around at the rest of you and says, we haven't figured that part of it out yet, but you all feel well equipped, well
I
armed?
want to clarify.
I would
that with,
like-
with this badge, I am
we can have
officially
guns?
above the law, correct?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Okay, I'm fine. I'll use anything in my purview.
We can have guns?
Well, I have one on me.
All right,
And she
yes,
pulls
my
out,
young man
Wow.
Chadwick here will be taking that. As you can see, it is a gun designed for a human, not for a frog flipper.
Hey.
She looks at you, Chadwick, then you. Do you want the gun too?
I thought I had to go.
You do have a gun, but and she looks
One
about
gun
and
is
then
enough.
holds the gun out to you, Lieutenant Captain, and then
Yes?
says, "I'm sure you can distribute resources accordingly."
Of course.
And says, "All right, Mary." Salutes to Mary, salutes to you, and then
I salute back.
steps out and leaves you in this room.
It's a great room.
It is a terrible room.
Oh, I think it's great.
Young boy.
Reminds me of home.
Now, Barnabas. Obviously, Chadwick is the one who should be using this gun. He is, first off, has hands designed to pull a trigger. His hands are not slippery and covered in slime. And I would like for him to have it. So go on, hand it over.
Has he been trained as a marksman?
Yes.
Does he actually know how to handle a gun?
Chadwick. Boy, you can handle a gun, yes?
For the record, I want to just say that I think the room is totally fine and in the middle. And this is me. I've been reading a book about peacekeeping and middling things out. One person likes the room, one person doesn't like the room. It is upon my purview to find the room mediocre.
Got a perverted view.
Sorry, what were you asking? I was thinking about what I was going to say when it was my turn to talk.
Yes, you've done a fine job. That certainly was a sentence you spoke.
Planning ahead.
Oh, so good. Now, tell Barnabas here, how much experience you have with guns. A lot, right, boy? Yes?
Okay, give me charm plus genius right now to
Okay.
intimidate and convince Chadwick to have an opinion.
While they negotiate this, I would like to enter the back room.
Well, I
and
got
try on
shot,
some
so I have gun
uniforms.
experience.
I got one hit.
You got one hit? Okay,
Yeah.
give me 1 second to see how much it pierces the skull. No hits. Chadwick looks at you, blinks a lot, and then looks at you and says, "Sir, I have no idea even what that is." in your hands. I don't even know. This way they can't pin it on me, right, babe?
And I got shot, so I got a lot of experience with guns.
I didn't shoot the frogman, for the record.
He didn't. That
These
is
paper
true.
men have
Right
already
here,
left.
Frogman,
There's no
that's
record
right.
to be kept.
See, I'm killing this, babe. None of them think I did it.
You're doing terribly, and you will suffer for this later, my boy.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that nobody here has had even the basic firearms training, and that I possibly should be keeping hold of
Well,
that
in
gun
one of
for
my
now.
favorite delivery boy detective books, he uses a gun, and it says that he pulled the trigger. What else is there to know?
Well, surprisingly much, actually.
Very little, I agree.
I don't know about
I mean,
that.
so-
What else is there? You pull the trigger. You pull the little thing. You
So-
pull
so-
the little thing, and it does the thing. I
So-
was there. I
so-
saw it happen to me.
The boy is right.
So
I'm a
if I was to
proud
s-
gun owner, and I'm very proudly untrained,
what-
you
what
see. It's
is-
instinct.
Actually, just one quick question. What is the gun actually like? Because I don't actually know what the
So the
tech
gun
level
is a top-loading pistol, and it's a percussion pistol. So you don't need to put flint in it or anything like that. But you do still have to top load it, drop the ball in, drop the powder in, push it down, and then it will you just pull, the hammer will come back, hit it, and
Yeah.
it'll fire. So it is simple. It is a relatively high-tech gun, not the most high-tech gun. The fact that it doesn't require flint or match makes it significantly easier
Yeah, and
to use.
like,
But it's a single shot, then you have to reload.
and especially in this damn city, much better.
Yes, absolutely. It's much more high-tech than the blunderbuss you saw last time, though far less destructive.
So, if I was to talk about how much powder you should be putting into this gun to fire a bullet, would either of you know, or would you blow up the gun?
Fry Winter left already,
you
my
put
friend.
a
There's
lot
no
of powder
powder
in it.
discussion.
What do you mean? You put a lot in it.
Now, you put in an amount similar to colcanum that you would sniff, just a small spoonful.
You put all of it in
Once
there.
again, I believe that finding my middle path, I believe that you put an entire, like, what do you call it? Like, the amount of cereal, what you put in a spoon. And you put that much in. Not as little as when you do colcanum with the bolt, not so much as when you do colcanum on a tray. But just a normal spoonful of colcanum.
Mary, I think there's a certain amount of basic training we'll need to do before we can outfit these people.
Who was right?
Mary nods and says,
No.
right, sir. She holds out, shows off her gun, and says, like, I'm a right crack shot. I could use 2 guns.
That's not fair.
Yep, let's say.
Yes, look at Chadwick's muscles. Clearly, he can pull the trigger the best. Seems like a whole to-do.
There's
Bigger
more to it
muscles
than
equals
pulling the
better
trigger,
shot.
Valencia. You have to aim as well, and you have to not
Yes.
shoot your balls off.
Well, muscles are very good for aiming. Holding it steady, just really ripping it as tight as possible.
We all know, like, that's the gun code. You tense up as much as possible, and you grit your teeth, and you aim right down the sights.
Yeah,
Hold it in place.
Yeah, exactly.
Chadwick would be excellent at that kind of shooting.
I would be excellent at that. I flexed for 10 minutes this morning.
I know, it was amazing. It truly was
This
a feat. You all
discussion
did
of
this out.
outfitting, I'm going to go put on one of the uniforms. I think I'll look quite smart in one under my horse truncheon, so I'm going to go in the back
I
room
don't
and
think they make
outfit
uniforms for a grown man and a small girl that are conjoined.
myself. First off, I don't know what you're discussing, but I'm sure there's uniforms of many sizes, adult and, if need be. I'm sure there was a child hunter in the back. I was a child hunter in my youth, so...
You know, I do not doubt it.
Pardon me, sister. She didn't mean it.
So,
I love I was a child hunter in my youth. Incredible. Sorry, I had to...
we got this mansion to be going to, apparently?
Who are you giving the gun to?
I've slipped the gun to Merle, of course. Whilst he masterfully distracted everybody by talking about about his uniforms, I slip Merle the gun because
she holds it in one hand and reaches around and pulls like some leather strapping from the wall and fashions a holster.
I don't think that's fair.
So apparently we've got a mansion to go to. I mean, anybody heard about that mansion?
What's it called?
Has it hit the headlines yet? I didn't have the time to look at my paper this morning.
Does anybody remember what the name of the mansion was?
The See Something Manor.
See something. Cat.
That's not what it was.
No,
No.
it was not that. Castello?
Cattywampus.
It was
Cabaret?
It was Calando or Castello or something of the ilk.
Give me a genius ×2 roll, Lieutenant Captain. Take a +3, +2 for the other two people making CA noises in your ear and helping you get it.
Yeah.
And then Chadwick's over here being like, I think it was Hot Mansion. I think it was the Hot Mansion.
Two
That's
hits.
definitely not it.
2 hits. It was Calbatross
Calbatross.
Manor.
Calbatross. What's
Now-
a Calbatross?
Now, does anyone here know a little bit about industry in the city and would be able to roll a knowledge check about industry?
Certainly a
Would I?
man
Does
of
it
some
deliver?
sort of industry.
It's
I don't think you
possible.
would.
It's possible
Oh.
I could. I need to first
I'm a-
maybe emerge from the back room. Do we know?
Yeah. What were you looking for in the
I've
in the?
got my large horse leather cape on, and beneath it I will have stripped my clothes off and put on one of the classic hunter's uniforms, maybe with my left side covered, and maybe proudly wearing a uniform down the right side. Can you tell me what I look like now?
I feel like you were able to find a pair of. A lot of it is totally unwearable, unusable. All of the canvas
Would
has
that
rotted
stop
through.
the
Has
Horsemaster, though?
it's just like a net of like mold and barnacles that you pull up. Not barnacles,
this may.
but underneath
does
all
not
that, you
sound
find
unappealing.
some leathers. Underneath that, some old ancient leathers of some beast of which you've no idea what animal this is. It's certainly not horse, nor is it some vulgar steer or something like that. But you pull them out. The only problem is that the pair of pants is slightly too small, and the shirt is slightly too large. But you can make it work.
I'm certainly wearing the large shirt.
Okay.
And do we know how large the pants are on Sister?
Well, when you put the shirt on, can I get a pride roll? Nothing else.
I am rather prideful. 3 hits.
You feel an urge that you can resist because you rolled well enough to put the pants on.
Why bother resisting the carnal urges of the flesh? It's time for new pants, I think.
So you put the pants on and you put the shirt on. The moment you lurch the pants up, you find that the shirt tucks itself into the pants magically, quickly, and then like a vacuum sucks to fit your body quite fittingly. It's black leathers on black leather stitched together with silver thread. You find that, what is your talent score?
My talent. Pardon me for not.
Because your talent, you find that the tightness of the leathers
Christ.
drops your
Wow.
talent score by
What?
1 to 0.
Why I had 1 and now I've got 0.
So if you could just, with a pencil, mark that there's 0. However, you suddenly find, as you're sitting there, a bunch of ideas flooding into your brain as you wear these pants. You find yourself with your genius score increased by 2.
From 1 to 3.
So you find yourself feeling smarter and more cleverer than ever. This is, of course, the Old Hunters Dormitory. There's no telling what all the things on the walls and what all the things are. If you do some research, you can maybe figure out what exactly just happened to you. You also hear, when you have these ideas flow in your mind, they feel like the salty, decayed breath of an old man talking right next to your face.
I thought
Like-
Bryce was
I
out
was gonna
this
say,
week.
oh, she's back.
You hear things like, have you thought about what sort of energies you could create from the children, not putting them to labor, but putting them to the fire, and things like that you hear in your head.
I had not thought, but I am thinking it now.
Oh my.
You know I have a child with me now.
I know. And it holds in its hands a plunger and a sticker of some power. You were wise to keep it with you, Horsemaster.
Arcanum comes in a little glass vial. A little glass vial.
I know not
A
of
little
glass,
glass vial.
but I know that it is powerful what you have. So you all see him talking to himself, hunkered in the corner, in an outfit that is, well, I mean, you've got the horse leathers over everything, but you did see him drop trow and then struggle to put some pants on for a while.
Kind of you to watch without helping, I might note.
Sister, Horsemaster, who are you talking to?
Speak not to me when unspoken to, child. Hold the vial steady and wait for my command.
All right, my hands are getting rather sweaty under this horse cloak.
Sweat all you want, child. Sweat all you want.
I like the way you talk to her.
Thank you.
Okay.
And now I emerge to answer the question of industry. Or?
Yes.
Yes.
Now that his mind's like all there.
Yeah, you
all
realize
there,
you
really-
wouldn't have
really-
known, but now, oh yes.
Did someone mention industrialism?
So can I get a genius times 2, minus 2, which would have been no roll at all had you not put this pants and shirt on.
Correct.
In the chat it says, are
No
they
hits.
smarty pants?
Nice, Scott.
Oh!
Oh.
Rake.
let me just-
Wah.
Oh, I don't have that sound anymore. I tried to do the badumch, but it warned me you don't have that audio.
On 4 dice, I got no hits.
You got no hits. Okay, so you walk around.
Damn.
Does anyone know about industry? And they say, and it's about Calbatross Manor, and
Never heard of that one.
I've got nothing.
I don't either. Pardon. It must be new money, some sort of childish endeavor in synthetics.
Nice save.
Thank you.
Look, all I am saying is that a manor sounds much better than this crumbling dormitory that we find ourselves in. So perhaps we just make our way over there and find what meets us along the way.
All right. Is there anything else you want to gather or look around this place before you head out? Anything else you
Well,
want to do?
I'm getting the money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. So on the ground in the purse. What? We didn't even go
Wait,
over
no
this.
one's grabbed that yet?
Yeah.
Well,
well, you go over, and on the ground is a fine embroidered leather purse that says Frywinter's Treasures on it, and inside it are several smaller purses, each one of them embroidered to say your names on it.
Oh, wow, that's cute.
So you have
Who embroidered this last night? Because I just joined.
No, the other one says Maxwell Body Blow. It's MB, but then with like a piece of paint, they crossed it out and badly wrote in E.
Oh, that's nice.
The paint's already flaking, and some of the paint got on Horsemaster's bag.
Well, that's okay.
I'll accept it. I find I'm suddenly less interested in commerce and money. I'm hearing whispers of a power far greater.
You go through the bag and you find these purses. They're all about the same size, except Horsemaster's is considerably larger. You're the one that picked it up. How do you feel about this? Also, Archie's purse is in there as well, but Archie is not here right now. Oh, and Mary also has a purse. Chadwick does not have one.
No, we can take Archibald's purse for Chadwick here. It is clear that my muscular man will be a far better hunter than
We'll
Archibald.
hold the wages for now.
Well, there were supposed to be 5 hunters here. A 5th person capable of being a hunter. Why don't you just go and hand it on over then?
We'll keep it on the wraps for now. I mean, your assistant, of course, is already well employed, I'm sure. You wouldn't abandon him to his fate.
Chadwick is not my assistant. You think I would hire somebody so stupid to manage my books? Please.
We
I
just
wasn't-
hang out, man. We just fucking chill and vibe.
Yeah.
And then I get...
Precisely, we vibe.
And she pays for shit for me, and we have sex. It's like, we're like... I
As I
don't
said,
know.
an
It's like,
assistant.
it's not
We
business.
don't like labels, okay?
Yeah,
Person,
labels- yeah.
a very personal assistant.
No, I have a professional assistant, for I am a businesswoman, not some dirty farmhand with an
assisting you
authority
with the bolt
complex.
last night, babe.
Yes, that is not business, though. That is personal. You are my personal assistant.
So, I mean, actually, have you heard of the person we're supposed to be heading to?
The Calbatross and what I have?
I'll give you genius ×2, but like -4. I don't even know. If
I
you
mean,
can
no,
roll.
I don't.
So you have no idea.
Yeah, I
What
have
it
no
is.
idea. Yeah.
I'd also let you roll at -4 as well if you wanted to, Captain.
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, already.
No, you already said you didn't know.
Yeah. And I mean, Merle, did anything make the headlines yet?
No, not that you're aware of.
Yeah, I mean, ask Merle. Like,
Did
you asked Merle. Oh,
Yeah.
you asked Merle. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mary. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Mary turns and says, "You know, I've actually been rather busy. I was on a beat before this, and I got pulled into last night, and I haven't been up to date with the papers. But I could have sworn there was something maybe 2 days ago, like on
2
one of the
days
front
ago?
pages."
okay, we'll try and pick up a paper on the way.
They
Alright.
have given us information for a mission and yet not told us where to go, is what you're telling me.
Well, Frywinter was very upset. I'm sure otherwise it would have been part of the press conference. I'm sure next time we get a mission,
Yes, so
it'll be
we are at
fanfare
the
and-
whims of this small man's emotions, then. Is that how things are to be?
Are you not at the whim? Is Chadwick not at the whims of your emotions?
Well, yes, but I am running a successful business. My emotions lead to success. This Frywinter man seems quite underdeveloped.
I understand. I completely agree. You will be horrified and shocked to realize how many people on the very top have no business being there. I assure you. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you've experienced
Well,
that.
yes, of
look
course.
at this baron of industry over here. She says, pointing to Horsemaster, but kind of like.
Is he truly a baron, though? I thought we were just going along with some kind
He
of...
runs the second most successful glue factory in the city. Now, granted,
Is that saying
there's
much?
only 2, and the other one is much more successful. But it's still, he employs more children than anyone in the city. Again,
Children, you
that's
say?
something. Yes.
Interesting.
He has he has a contract with Headmaster Inhospitable at the Inhospitables orphans. When they can't turn an orphan over to a family for profit, they send it over.
So that's where they've been sending the orphans they can't find homes for. I've been wondering.
Like, he provides a valuable service of giving them homes and taking them out of the system and keeping them off the streets where they'd be a homeless nuisance.
Yes, I'm sure they're far better off with him.
I'd
All
like
I
you to
am
know that I
saying
can
is
hear what
that-
you're saying, and I like it.
All I am saying is that this outfit was sold to me as a prestige organization that would bring honor upon my name, and thus far I have seen nothing but dysfunction and disarray and, frankly, just poor accommodations, and I am not a woman who is used to poor accommodations.
So what you're saying is, there's a lot of work to be done, and we could shape it.
I
into-
certainly am not going to do any work. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if we
Are you going to do a lot of work? That would be great. I would love that.
Yeah, but of course, if you want to add prestige to the entire outfit.
Don't we have
it
a
is something that
mystery
apparently
to
you-
solve
you are
here?
specialized
I
in.
believe I will do a medium amount of work, again, to try to bridge the gap of divide between you two here.
Right.
Thank you for that, Chadwick.
You're
You are
welcome.
as medium as ever.
Thank you, babe. I'm feeling it right now.
So, shall we see about Calbatross Manor?
Yes, please get me out of this
Mystery!
damp, windswept
And
I'll find a
nightmare.
paper,
I'm.
Mary says.
Yeah. Actually, as we head down, are the newspapermen still trying to get off the island?
The newspapermen trying to get off the island? Oh, the reporters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Give me a talent plus genius. No,
As
give me
we oh sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'll say this. They are about to board a ferry, but it's a long jog to get there, and the ferry's about to depart. Don't give me a talent plus genius. Give me a talent plus vigor if you want to run them down. Otherwise, you can let them go.
Can't be asked.
Gotcha. You see them, you think about it, and then go, no.
It's not my. We can get the paper.
So before we leave this place, I say to Chadwick and I say, look, I did not manage to get you that gun, but perhaps I would like for you to be outfitted with a weapon. Perhaps you should go pry one of those swords or flails off the wall. It would be good for you to have something.
which one? What do you want him to take? Describe a weapon. There's
I mean, all sorts of
medieval,
stuff there?
They're all archaic.
Okay.
There are battle axes and great swords and daggers and chained spiked whips and like all sorts of weapons like that. There are a few crossbows. Nothing like a firearm. Nothing that looks like a fencing saber that people might carry today. It's all like long swords, short swords, archaic.
Okay, yes.
Stuff.
Let's get Chadwick a crossbow.
A crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would like for Chadwick to attempt to pry a crossbow off of this ancient wall.
All right. Can I
A
get
weapon which even a peasant with little training can use.
give me a vigor plus talent?
It's
for
just
Chadwick.
pulling a trigger.
Vigor plus talent.
No chemistry.
5 hits.
5 hits. Okay.
Nice.
Chadwick manages
On 8 dice.
to pull it off the wall. It pulls the some of the fasteners off the wall with the metal frame, and the wooden stock of it rattles a little bit as it's holed, so it doesn't look that sturdy, but it does not fall apart. And you even see that there is a single bolt, like in the chamber
bolt,
already.
you say?
A single bolt
How promising.
in the chamber. It looks, in fact, like the bolt. No, I just want to turn my ringer off. It looks as if the bolt, that the bolt is sort of like cemented in place in the, like rusted in place in the, in the crossbow.
Okay. Good. It's good that he has something. We will deal with its working conditions later.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're on your way out to
Yeah,
go to.
and everybody's got their purse. Make sure of that.
You give
Have
everybody
my
their purse.
purse.
Yeah.
All right. In all of your purses, there is a single circle. It's one coin. But as we discussed previously, the average wages of a dock worker is usually about a circle a month. The average wages of somebody on lower levels maybe half a circle a month.
Oh,
Your wages are a
wowee!
circle a week, with the exception of you. Do you give the full amount?
Yeah. I give him the
Yours
purse.
is a rod of 5. It's 5 circles. So you're
Excellent.
making you get 5 circles on yours.
Excellent. I've given it to Sister to hold on to.
So
That's it.
Sister now has the plunger in one hand and the rod of 5 in the
Of
other.
course, yes.
And of course, we know who's going to get the first round in the afterwork drinks, right?
I don't drink. It won't be me.
And you've got Archie's pouch jingling in your hand as you
Yes,
say.
Professor Archibald
Yes,
is
it
buying the
sounds
round.
like the old man will be paying.
Okay, so with that, you're on your way out to go to Calbatross Manor and to pick up a paper. On the way, I think this is a good time to have an intermission. I need to go to the bathroom, and I need more wine in my cup. So we will go off to intermission time right now, and then come back to actually arrive at Calbatross Manor and see what mysteries are.
Mystery.
If you're not, you might find yourself glued into your home one
And
of
then
these
he
nights.
threatened me afterwards.
I'm very fine with the inclusion of that.